Song Mentor. Today's rockin' selection is American Woman, written and recorded by Canadian rock band The Guess Who. In 1970, they released this song on the album of the same title. It was written by Burton Cummings, lead singer, and Jim Cale, the bass player. Although it's often considered anti-American in content, Jim Cale said later that that's a later interpretation of the song. At the time, it wasn't intended at all, except to the extent that they had just been touring extensively in the United States, including some of the bigger cities, Chicago and New York. And when they got home, they were just so happy to be home that they expressed their sentiments in the song. The instrumental sections of the piece, which is primitive and simple but very, very effective, were actually part of an original jam that you just kind of threw together one day at a gig. The song has been re-recorded many times, but particularly by Lenny Kravitz and Crocus. Here's The Guess Who, American Woman. Well, American Woman, a great tune, and what we're going to do today is, rather than focus on chords, because there really aren't any chords, there are some chops, and there's a wonderful little acoustic intro, and there's some lead riffing, and we'll get to all that. But first things first, we need an alternate tuning for American Woman. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take your A string and tune it down to a G so that it is in pitch with the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and you can check that. Okay, and then also take your high E string, the 1st string, and tune it down to D, so that it is also, it matches the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Tune it down to a D. Okay? And when you're done, we get the tools we need to play American Woman, including the intro. So if you've got a guitar that has a half-decent, clear tone sound, that, and then of course when we get to the we can kick in the overdrive and get that sound too. So I'll give you a moment to tune those 2 strings down, the A string down to a G and the high E string down to a D, and then we'll come right back and get started. Alright, armed with our new tuning, the intro to American Woman starts with a harmonic at the 12th fret. And of course you play this by just resting your finger gently across that 12th fret and kind of pick through. You kind of pick through so that each string sounds, but not like this, but, and then we're into the riffing, which is your 3rd finger is on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and your 2nd finger is on the 6th fret of the 2nd string. 1st string is open. And we're sliding that down 1 fret each time. So the 3rd finger goes from 7 to 6 to 5, the 2nd finger goes from 6 to 5 to 4, and of course the 1st string stays open. If you hit the D string, no worries. The last one is just completely open. And with that alternate tuning, there it is. And then we get this little blues riff in here, which is just the open A string, and then hammering on and off the E note of the D string. Several times because he plays that a lot during the intro. Then he gets into this, and that's very simple. All that is taking, I'm using 3rd and 1st fingers here, and barring across the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings at the 5th fret and then at the 3rd fret. essential riffs, and then there's one other little thing he does here. He goes... that same bar we just played on the 5th and 3rd frets, except this time we're on 10 and 12. You can slide down if you want. And I'm barely picking this. I'm not picking this hard. This is very loose and relaxed. And the intro's based around all those riffs there. This one. This one. And we're always going back to this. In fact, if you're a finger picker and you want to use your thumb and you want to pick this stuff, you can use your thumb and then finger pick the other notes if you choose to. The only other thing you need to know is that the very last time it retards like that, and then it gives us a few seconds to hit our pedal, get into our overdrive sound for the signature riff for American Woman. So there's the intro. Have fun with that. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. There are some very cool elements to this song, including the intro we just learned, but this part is really repetitious. Once this riff kicks in, I mean, basically this is played through the entire song. It's simple, so we'll learn it quickly here, and then once you've got it, you know that this is the way it's going to be. I should tell you that there's a note in here that I never heard until I kind of researched this and listened to the Guess Who play it. And I went back and listened to the original. I thought, yeah, that is there. But if you check any other lessons online, they don't show you this. They show you this. And so all we're doing here, again, we're still in this tuning, is we've got our first finger on the 7th fret of the 6th string. And we pick that once. The next pick is on the 5th and 4th strings at the 7th fret. Okay, so pick that. And I'm going to suggest you slide that first finger up to the 9th fret. Now that's what you would find on most guitar sites. Here's what it should be. So I'm adding that little, and that's on the 12th fret. I'm using my 3rd finger here and just bending it up a little. Okay, so that's the riff, and it's throughout the entire song virtually. All right, our last vital bit of this song is this very cool lead work that repeats a few times, and this is kind of a pattern thing. Our first note's going to be the 14th fret of the 4th string, but we're going to hammer up to it from the 12th fret. So 1st and 3rd fingers, a little bit of vibrato on that. The pattern is that now we move up to the 3rd string and we move everything down a fret. So we're going to go 12, 14 on 4, 11, 13 on 3, and then 10, 12 on 2. So it goes like this. Okay, again, 12 to 14, 11 to 13 on 3, 10 to 12 on 2. The second part, which is very cool, is all 12th and 9th frets. We go from the 12th fret of the first string, pick up, down on the 9th fret of the third string, up to the 12th fret of the third string, and finish on the 9th fret of the second string. So it's pick up on the 12th fret of the first string, 9th fret of the third string, 12th fret of the third string, 9th fret of the second string. The last little bit in this combination moves way up to the 18th fret of the first string. And same thing, we're going to pick up there. Up on the 18th fret of the first string, down on the 16th fret of the third string, and then 14th and 15th frets of the second string. So putting the whole thing together. That's the opening lead work. Okay, just before I play through that last little bit I have to show you is just the little bit that follows the second guitar break. In our playthrough today we're going to do the intro, the lead work, a verse, and then the lead work again. And then after that there would normally be another verse and some more lead work, but we're going to go into this, which is what I'm going to show you now. And all that is here we are on the 7th fret of the 5th and 4th strings with our first finger barring those two strings, and then just moving them up to 9, with the third finger playing 9. See, I'm sliding that down. The fourth one is 3. The fourth one you kill with the mute of your hand. And that comes again just before, normally before the third verse, but in our playthrough at the end of the repeated guitar lead. All right, we're ready for a playthrough.
Stay away from me, American woman. Mama, let me be. Don't come hanging around my door. I don't wanna see your face no more. I got more important things to do. Spend my time growing old with you. Now, woman, said stay away, American woman. Listen what I say. American woman, stay away from me.
Okay, fine tuning for American Woman. Well, one of the fine tuning tips is tuning. And of course, with this little irregular tuning, we get all this. All this really cool stuff happening in this song. The other thing is, it's a little bit tedious playing that chunk over and over again, but that's part of the song. And remember that there's so much more to the song, the lyric and the vocals and the lead work. So there you go, the Guess Who, American Woman. We'll see you next time on Song Mentor.